Visible?
Yes. Yes.
It's better, yes. Okay, let us recite the invocation prayers. So please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnanatimiraandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminite Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mamamanda Matergati Matsarvasva Padambojau Radha Madana Mohana Divya Durandaranya Kalpatrubadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasthav Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshthalini Sevyamanav Smarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vamshi Vata Tadasthita Karsham Renu Swanair Gope Gopinataha Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha kalpa tarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Śrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. come ahead, please. So, Ashutosh, come on, move here. Start sitting from here. Ajal, Mayank ji. Come, Anna, come. Gandhana, come here. Just turn you see the screen. अच्छा जी आगे जाओ. Good. Let's recite this shloka. I think we did it last time also, but just recap. कारपण्य-दोषोपहत-स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् कारपण्य-दोषोपहत-स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् कारपण्य-दोषोपहत-स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् Hare Krishna. How many of us read? Okay. Okay. You listen to what? Recitation of it?
Not exactly this, but
Okay.
here, chapter 4.
Chapter 4. Okay. Good. Anyone else? हम 2 हफ्ते पहले किए थे ये. Yeah. हिंदी once in a while is okay, I guess. 2 हफ्ते पहले किए थे हम शिखा जी के घर पे. रिमेम्बर चंदे जी? मैं बोला था ना पढ़ के आना है. पढ़ के आए हो? मैं लिंक भी भेजा आज. It's going to be a study circle. आपको पढ़ के आना है. Yeah. I'm thinking of making it as modules and perhaps I'll make exams also. So has to be a bit more effort wherein we actually start learning Gita. Otherwise we will not learn. So that's a given. What is the proof? The proof is that we don't know Gita yet. That's the proof. We have not put any effort much, so let's start putting now. So it's a bit more active engagement then. Anybody remember anything from what we discussed 2 weeks ago? So that at least we can have one starting point. Discussion. हाँ क्या याद है आपको?
कृपण, कंजूस,
हाँ.
self-obsessed.
Yes. Good. 4 pillars of dharma. Which are?
First is cleanliness.
Self-purification.
No.
Cleanliness.
Yes.
Truthfulness.
Swachh. Yes. Shauch. Tapa. Good.
And
हाँ. 2 more.
cleanliness, truthfulness.
Yes. आप यहाँ आ जाओ. Maybe people behind you will not be able to see us. दया. Good. दया का. Group effort. Good.
Or we are not the body.
We are not the body. Very good. Very nice. So, it's the first teaching of Gita in Krishna, of Krishna in Gita. So, what else?
We are not the body.
Yeah, हो गया. Okay. Nothing else? I spoke for 1.5 hours there. So let's start making it as an effort wherein we hear, and everybody comes with a notebook and pen next week. Yeah, so at least you make some notes. You can also make it in your phone, as long as you don't get distracted with your Instagram feed during the class. We can put it on silent mode or aeroplane mode and then start making notes. That's also fine. But what I would envision is that perhaps we'll build this as a community who are really grounded in the teachings of Gita, and then for that we need to get to know the teachings of Gita, and for that we need to really understand the teachings of Gita, and for that we need to be sincere in hearing, and you need to be able to repeat word by word. I can give the exact same class that I spoke 2 weeks ago, repeat. I can. But perhaps it will not be a good use of time. You have recorded it, you can listen it online. Better is we move on. But what we were discussing last time is a sort of an introduction to Gita, where I discussed what's the foundational teaching of Gita, and everybody started telling, okay, this is what is the sar of Gita, right? So you're giving your own opinion of what is the sar of Gita, and then nobody was actually telling the first teaching of Gita, and then we discussed about the first teaching of Gita. But then before we discussed that, I told there is homework wherein you have to study 2 shlokas, 2.7 and 2.13, right? So 2 shlokas. Anyway, this will carry on for next week. You need to study and then come. So what's going on in this chapter? The entire first chapter we sort of went through in brief last time. That Arjuna was there in dilemma. He was really not having a heart to go and fight. And in that confusion, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Raji, just take her up. She is distracted. She can be with the kids. Good. So, in the first chapter, in the beginning, we discussed about how Dhritarashtra was hearing from Sanjaya what happened in Kurukshetra, and then Arjuna basically didn't want to fight. So I also had told that maybe you can just brush through the topic of first chapter, which you can still do. I'll just summarize it quick so that we have a context. Arjuna started telling his side of story where he doesn't want to fight. So he starts giving reasons. The first thing which he tells is that here are the people who are such amazing personalities in my life, people like Drona and Bhishma. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to be the cause of their death. So he became extremely overwhelmed with compassion that these are the people who are worshipable for me. I should not be killing them. Yeah, first reason. Second, he tells, let's say I kill all these people, how will I enjoy? Samajh rahe ho? Yeah, because enjoyment always comes in a community. Right? Let's say Pavanana wants to get an island. Let's say, I'm just making it up. Okay? Let's say he wants to get an island and a big mansion in an island. But then if he's the only person who is there, right? Let's say you get it also. You get an island and you have a big mansion in an island. Will you be happy? Right? You need people surrounding you, right? And then you can be happy in an island and a big mansion.
Some
If it is,
people are.
huh?
Some people can.
Just one person. One person, no family, just one person.
Oh.
Yeah. You need community, right? Yeah, just one person who will be happy. It sort of defies the purpose of having something, because let's say you get everything, whatever you desire, but you're the only person on earth, let's say. How will it feel? Not really that great. So Arjuna is telling, the interesting thing is Arjuna is never questioning, oh, will I lose? There is no fear. He knows he will be able to conquer. Krishna is there on his side. He's never questioning the side of, oh, these people are so powerful, maybe I'll lose. That's not Arjuna's problem. He is telling a different dimension. So he's telling, if all these people are dead, how will I enjoy? Kim bhogair jivitena va. Like, how will I, what sort of bhoga will be there? Everybody is dead. Because all his near and dear ones, they were all there. And sort of this battlefield was set in a way, of course Krishna also tells it later in the Vishwarup, 11th chapter, that except 5 brothers, everybody is going to die. And that's what happened. Except these 5 brothers, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, Satyaki, Kritavarma. Everybody else is dead. Everyone else dead. There's like a handful of people who remained. Even the soldiers. 18 Akshoni Sainyas wiped out. Totally. So, all those like who and who of the entirety of world, they have assembled to fight and everybody is going to die. Arjuna is like, what will they do? There is no competition also afterwards. At least now, until then there is some sort of, there is Karna is there is Duryodhana there, Dushasana is there, that sort of thrill is there in life, right? So, thrill is taken out. What will I do with this? And then he tells, if I kill all these people, I'll get papa. There is a fear of getting bad reactions, sinful reactions. That's the third reason of Arjuna. Then fourth he tells, I kill all the men, all the women will become unprotected because again, entirety of mankind is like only men are killed. What will happen to the old people, children, women? Society was set up in a very different context that time. It was not society like today's, wherein it's sort of both men and women do almost similar sort of occupations. Previously, men would take care of outside things and women would take care of the culture in the home. Right? It was a different family setup. Many times people, modern times, they think that Indian system was a regressive system. It was a system which was putting women down and all this sort of misunderstanding sort of floats. But that's not what it is. So the system was built in a way that everybody is accountable to someone. It is not that men were independent. Right? The imbalance happens if you think that women surrender to men and men are independent. Then there is imbalance. But the situation was set up in a way that men are also surrendering to their guru. Right? And guru is surrendered to their guru. So there is an accountability. The system was in a balance which was established based on, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is told, Ataha pumbir dvijashrestha varnashrama vibhagashah svanushthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshana. The whole entirety of purpose of varnashrama was to please Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshana. Toshana means to satisfy. Haritoshana. So the perfection of life would come from pleasing Krishna and to surrender to Krishna. So irrespective of varna ashrama where one is situated, everybody is surrendered to Krishna. Now with this battle there would be huge imbalance created because all the men are taken out from the equation. Majority of them. So what will happen to the varnashrama system then? It's going to collapse. And Arjuna then tells there is going to be Varna Sankara. Unprotected women and old people and children and just people will just mix without any consideration for who and who. And then eventually there is going to be just chaos. There is no system which is remaining anymore. So with these kind of reasonings which are logical, right? Arjuna is not talking illogical things. It's the most important thing for us to understand. It's not illogical. He's not just blabbering something. I don't want to fight. There is reason. First reason was?
Who will I live with? Killing my own papa.
No, that's not first reason. First reason.
All his near and dear ones will be killed.
I want to be, I want to be compassionate on them. I don't want to kill these people. Right? False compassion. Second?
He'll get karma for killing his own.
Why is it false compassion?
Because compassion has to be on the right people. Arjuna himself tells, these are atatayinaha. Atatayina means somebody, for example, someone who has put fire on your house. Someone who has fed you poison. Someone who has made your life miserable by putting you under a lot of stress. So these are the categories of descriptions of people who are atatayina, people who are really bad. Yes, it's on different levels. these people, the sons of Dhritarashtra, they put the 5 brothers through the house of wax. They wanted to burn them alive. They fed poison. They were wanting to disrobe Draupadi. So these are all characteristics of people who are atatayana. So Arjuna himself tells these are atatayana. But then his heart is telling, oh, but I don't want to kill them. Right? So those who were in front were not greatest of the personalities in some way or the other. So, but then still Arjuna is feeling, oh, I don't want to kill. Let them be. It's okay. I can go and beg. It's fine. Let them rule. That's what he does. I'll just go and beg. It's better for me to just go and beg and live than killing these people. Because it is Dhartarashtra se durbuddhe, yuddhe priya chikirshava. Because of the sons of Dhartarashtra, usually I don't remember if we discussed about this last time. Did we discuss who fought the war? Mahabharata war? Because I'm giving different classes in different places. So, usually when we tell who fought the war, we always tell Pandavas, Kauravas fought the war, right? That's right? Pandavas and Kauravas fought the war. That's how the usual vibe is. Whoever asks who fought Mahabharata war, Pandavas, Kauravas. That's a wrong answer. No. That's a philosophical answer. The technical correct answer is Pandavas and Dhartarashtras. These fought the war. Or you can tell the war was in the family of Kurus. Because Pandavas are also Kurus. They belong to this Kuru dynasty. Kuru is a dynasty. If we tell that Pandavas and Kauravas fought the war, you are basically taking the side of Duryodhana. Because that was Duryodhana's wish. He is Kaurava. No, these are not Kauravas. I am the Kaurava. I am supposed to be the king. Yes, he is the head. Everybody else is, no, they are not. So, if we tell Pandavas, Kauravas fought the war, we are sort of aligning with Duryodhana's vision, right? Because that's what he wanted. That's how he built it up. But that's not how it is. Yeah. So many times in Gita, Krishna addresses Arjuna as Kurushreshtha. Right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, if you open, so many times Shukdev Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami addresses Parikshit Maharaj as Kurushreshtha. You are in the lineage of Kurus. They're also Kurus. Right? So we should not tell Pandavas, Kauravas for the war. So if you want to tell Pandavas, then the other side is Dhartarashtras, or you can tell it's happening in the dynasty of Kurus. They're just fighting themselves amongst them. So anyway, so Arjuna is telling Dhartarashtra durbuddhe. Because of this durbuddhi of these sons of Dhartarashtra, this war is happening. But I don't want to be a part of this. I'll just better go away. Yeah. So false compassion, because these were bad people. Arjuna knew that they are bad people. It was not having a doubt about that. Oh, are these good people? No, he knows these are bad people having bad intentions. So false compassion, fear of getting papa, fear of destruction of the entire whole culture. And then he tells, well, even if I fight, let's say I win, this was actually before, how will I enjoy? And that was the second reason actually. How will I enjoy? And then getting papa and then destruction of culture. With all this reasoning, Arjuna only became confused. Yeah. He's just giving reasons one after the other. Eventually he arrives here, 2nd chapter, 7th verse. Then tells, my intelligence has been stolen away. kārpaṇya-doṣopahata-svabhāvaḥ. So I have been overpowered now with this feeling of kripana. It's overpowering me. In that state of confusion, pritchāmi tvāṁ dharma sammodha chetaha. I actually don't know how to apply dharma. Hey Vicky, you don't want to be upstairs?
No.
Why?
I'm tired.
You're tired. Okay. So in this confusion, because I don't know how to apply dharma. I want to apply dharma, but I have become sammudha. Sammudha is superlative version of mudha. Yeah? You apply some, it becomes like holistically. That's like kriti, samskriti, right? Like that. Like Samskrita also comes from the same. It's something which is like holistic, covers all angle. So one who is holistically full, right? From all perspective is just a full, is sammudha. Dharma sammudha is just not able to apply which dharma to, because he's also speaking logic. He's speaking, dharmic values. Right? One of the things he tells is lupta pindodaka kriyaha. I kill all these men. Who will go and apply tarpan? We all do this, right? When Pitrapaksha comes, Mahalaya comes, you apply for the forefathers. It's an actual thing. We should do it because our existence is because of our forefathers. Somehow in modern times we live as if, I'm the only person. No need to care about past or future. I just live like this. That's not how life is. This life is basically a life which is so messed up. Vedic life is a life in which you are thinking about your past and you are concerned about your future. You want to leave a legacy behind. So Arjuna is thinking like, what sort of legacy will I leave behind? Like I am destroying this entire culture, Vedic culture. Who will give tarpan? Right? So if nobody gives tarpan, how will those who are there in the Pitraloka, how will they even advance further? So very logical things, dharmic things, not adharmic things. Also no fear, but confusion is there. So the question comes, why is the confusion? Right? So it's not just feeling of I don't want to fight. If that was the only feeling, there would be no confusion. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say I give you a morning breakfast option, bread and cheese. Is there a confusion?
No.
Yeah. There can be a confusion. What is the confusion? Should I eat or not? That can be the confusion. But let's say I give you dosa, upma, vada, idli, also bread, roasted bread, bread with strawberry, paratha also. Let's say there are like 50 items there. Then there is a confusion, right? Which one? Because you can't eat everything anyways. Right? When we have these chapan bhog ceremonies, people get like, oh my God, I ate so much because we just serve little. Yeah. And even then, so digressing, 28th of June we'll be having chapan bhog. 27th, 28th of June is Rath Yatra in Puri. We also have Jagannath here. So for them we'll be cooking. Usually when we cook, it's not 56. It goes much above and then usually 108 is hit. So all of you are welcome. Mark it your calendar. 28th June. Okay. Saturday. Then we'll be doing the Chapan Bhog and 108 offerings to Krishna. On August 16th, Janmashtami, we'll be doing 1008 offerings to Krishna. In ISKCON Amsterdam. So that is something which needs a lot of logistical support. So please, you can start thinking how many I want to cook on the day of Janmashtami. It's also Saturday, by the way. It's amazing this year. It's a Saturday. So you can start thinking how many items you want to cook on the day of Krishna's birthday. So anyway, coming back. So if you have only one option, there is no confusion anymore. Yeah, chalo, kar leta. You have multiple options, then should I do it? Not do it, should I? Like this, like that. So where is the confusion then? So it's not just one thread which is running in Arjuna's mind. And I don't want to fight. Confusion is coming because he also wants to fight. Because he knows the other side is really not active people. They should not be ruling. As such, if someone comes from the Western educational background, which is also majority of India, we can also ask what was the need to fight? Let Duryodhana. Because as such, you don't read about Duryodhana torturing citizens. Okay? As such, you don't read in Mahabharata that this guy was collecting 10 times tax. No. Yeah. You don't really read about this kind of things. So one may still think, yeah, what's wrong? It's okay. Right? Somebody from Western education system again might think that, oh, chalo, Ravan ne kidnap kar liya, chalo, it's okay, fine. Right? It's fine. So, if you only think about good and bad, because Ravana was a very good king, his citizens were really happy. All Lanka was built in gold. He stole, of course. But then imagine your house is built in gold. You're a normal citizen, your house is built in gold, and your king gave you that. You'll be really happy, right? So there can be multiple interpretations of how. And I'm not just making it up, okay? I read a few weeks ago, or actually a few months ago, during the time of Ramayana, that there were these so-called, in Kannada we call it as in Sanskrit, buddhijeevi. I don't know what's the English. Intellectuals in India.
Very different.
So they were actually talking like this, like, why should Ram kill? And they were actually making it up between South and North India, right? That Aryans are, there is something called as Aryan invasion theory, which is really bogus, that Aryans were not belong to the tract of India or land of India. They came from somewhere in the Middle East, and then they were living in this only north of India, and then they are the ones who are suppressing the south of India, and so the whole logic was that, yeah, Ram should not have done this. Right? So, since that time, there is this whole imposition of Aryans on Dravidians. It's a bogus theory basically, because even in Ramayana, when Ravana scolds Vibhishan, Ravana is scolding Vibhishan because Vibhishan wanted to tell that give Sita back, and so Ravana scolds Vibhishan telling that you are an Arya, because Ravana thinks himself to be Arya. So this whole Dravidian theory is, anyway, it's Aryans, Dravidians. One more way of breaking India and the culture of India. But coming back, as such, Duryodhana was not that bad of a king. Right? So one could think that, yeah, let him lead. What's the problem? Why only you should lead? Right? And then people also think, oh, what's that great? Yudhishthira also played gambling match, so he's also not that great of a person. Right? He also had his own problems. So all these questions come because we have zero understanding of what is Vedic culture, what is Vedic way of thinking, what is dharma, how is dharma applied. And so anyway, coming back, Arjuna has a confusion because he also knows. That's why he is now having confusion. But in that confusion, he asks, Yat Shreyah Syan Nishchitam Bruhitan me. Please tell me Nishchita. Nishchita means in conclusive terms. No here and there. No beating around the bush. Tell me in conclusive way, what should you tell? Shreyah. What is really beneficial in long term? That's the meaning of Shreya. Long-term benefit. The opposite of that is Preya. Yeah. It's short-term. Shreya means long-term. Really looking about the whole lineage, upcoming generations, everything. In that context, what is really good to be done now, in conclusive terms? śiṣyas teham śādhi prapannam. I'm going to accept you as my guru. You are my guru, I am your śiṣya. Yeah. So that's until now, Krishna is not speaking much. If you read, and he has spoken a couple of words in the beginning of the chapter, asking why are you so frustrated and depressed. It's okay, come up. But he's not teaching as such. He's not instructing anything until now. He's just talking like friend. Because that's the plane Arjuna had sort of established until then. Krishna and Arjuna are friends. Right? Krishna tells later in 11th chapter when he sees the Vishwarup, my God, what is this Krishna? I used to call you Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakha. This is how he would address. Hey Sakha. Hey my Oh, my friend, hi. So that's what was Arjuna. But now he tells, sorry, let's change the relationship. See, until we define proper relationship with teacher, there is no way we can as such receive some knowledge. Hey, Haribol, Hare Krishna. Om, this is Om or Hari? This is Hari. Close the door, Hari. You can sit here, no problem. Thank you. So, unless we establish a proper relationship, how we want to receive knowledge, there is no way knowledge comes. To really understand this, you may be thinking that I'll just open Google and I'll just open ChatGPT also and then I'll start learning Gita. You will understand zero of Gita. Zero. Not even 0.01. You'll understand zero. Because Vedic knowledge is not bookish knowledge. It is not. It is not information. This is not information. Knowledge is not information. Unfortunately, that's how we live in the modern times. We equate knowledge with information. Our entire education system is built like this. You study, then go and second wicket. Hare Krishna. Close the door and come. Close the door. Thank you. Oh, so knowledge is not information. Our education is built like this, but it is not how it is. Knowledge means, what does knowledge do? Jnana is associated with one more term in Sanskrit. Vijnana. Right? Vijnana, Jnana and Vijnana. And Vijnana is realization of it. So Jnana is not just by itself. There has to be transformation of heart. It has to go inside your heart. You have to act upon it. That's the meaning of real knowledge. It's not just information. Maybe having a hard disk which can store terabytes of data, whatever in modern times. But then, what's the use of it? If I just only remember everything, it's just good for nothing. So, until we surrender to a guru and accept the authority of the guru and accept the guru means what? Teacher, basically, in simplest terms. But then the relationship needs to be established. We surrender and then tell, yes, I want to get the knowledge. Can you please give? So, just so that we get the proper context of it, let's quickly recite 4th chapter, 34th verse, which can give you an understanding of how this is. We'll of course revisit this later, but just it's in a good time now. Please repeat. Tad viddhi praṇipātena. Tad viddhi praṇipātena. Paripraśnena sevayā. Paripraśnena sevayā. Upadekṣyanti te jnanam. Upadekṣyanti te jnanam. Jnāninaha tattvadarshinaha. Jnāninaha tattvadarshinaha. So Krishna is telling, this 4th chapter 34th verse, Krishna is telling how to learn or how to get knowledge. So first he tells, tad viddhi, that tat viddhi, to get that you need to first pranipata. You need to first approach. Pranipata is approach. Paripraśnena, to ask relevant questions. Sevayā, one has to serve. Upadekṣyanti, upa means very nearby. It's the same dhatu which is there in Upanayana, Upanishad. Something which is like Vedas being mother, keeping the student just next to them and teaching them. Upanayana is guru having you right next and then teaching. Upadekṣyanti, they will give you, sitting next to you. Te jnanam, jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So you need to find a person who is tattvadarshi, who has already realized the truth. Tattvadarshi, they have seen the truth. Jnaninaha, they have the knowledge. Once you find them, approach them. Pranipata is approach humbly. Paripraśnena is ask relevant questions. Relevant questions not mean how do I get my promotion, how do I get married, when will I get children. These are not relevant questions to life. These are questions. These are relevant to some context, but not really relevant to our spiritual lives. And Guru is not meant to go and answer how will you get married, or where will you get married, or whom should you get married. That's not Guru's job. Yeah. So, ask relevant questions and then seva, serve. When someone does this, that's when upadekshanti te jnanam. The Guru who has seen the truth can give the knowledge. Upadekshanti. That's how Vedic knowledge flows. Not by just, oh yeah, I have all the information, I just sit down. That's the biggest problem which Max Muller and all these European scholars who came to India to learn Sanskrit and understand Vedas, the biggest problem what they did, they never changed their lives. They never had an official, authentic guru. They just somehow learned Sanskrit language and started reading, and then majority of the things just didn't make sense to them. They just interpreted the way they want. And unfortunately, all our understanding is also coming from, most of the times, from their interpretation of Vedas. So you go and search about Hinduism in Wikipedia, what do you see? Wikipedia will tell Hinduism means there are three gods, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. Hinduism had a lot of problems with sati and child marriage and all these things. And this is what you will see. And then there are lots of other 100,000 whatever crores of demigods which people worship. And they used to worship all deities like stones also and everything also. And they were primitive people. Right? This is what modern vision of Hinduism is. You can, I don't know, children when they grow up eventually, because we have other communities where there are kids who are in high school. They have at least one session on religious studies in all the schools. This is what they teach. Hinduism means there are three gods. And there is all the problems. And the Europeans came to India and then they fixed India. Right? Otherwise, it would be really, they would still be in Stone Age. So that's the vision which is there. Now, we also think like that. Right? Majority of us, how many of us are really going in depth on understanding what is there in the culture, what is the science behind what we do, and we really don't have time for it. We are just running behind how Europeans have built their lives, and we also live like that. It doesn't matter, we are in Europe, of course I'm also in Europe, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Even in India, people live like this. Not just India, entire world people live like this. There's only one way of life. There is no other way of life. Right? So there is only one way of what is accepted socially. From morning to evening you work. Saturday, Sunday you don't work. Right? This is how whole world, maybe in Middle East they take Friday, Saturday off. But then the whole culture is same in the whole world. 7 days a week, 2 days off. Right? So that's not what Vedic life is. At least, of course we need to live in this life, so we can't just run away from it. So at least let's start understanding what is the theme which the Vedas are trying to teach, the Gita is trying to teach. So this is the theme. What are we discussing right now? Just to make sure that you are there with me.
How to take the
How to get
learnings.
How to get knowledge, right? So knowledge is not just information. So you might open, with a base or Google or whatever and just start studying with ChatGPT, trying to understand Gita. You will not understand Gita because Gita is not just theory. It's not just theory. It's not just for, okay, I also know Gita. What do you know? kārpaṇya-doṣopahata-svabhāvaḥ ma parishu kadachana. So how do you understand this? You work. Focus on work. Right? This is the most abused verse of Gita. People have just done slaughtering of this verse. The way they have interpreted is, you work like donkey. That's the interpretation. Don't worry about anything else, work like donkey. That's not what Krishna is saying. Karmani eva adhikaraste. You have adhikara for your karma. First you need to understand what is karma. Hitting computer keyboard is not karma, unfortunately. So you have adhikara for karma, but let's say you accept it, fine, hitting computer keyboard is karma. Let's say for the sake of discussion. Mahaphaleshu kadachana. Kadachana, never. Don't even expect anything. कितने लोग जाएंगे कल सुबह? चलो सैलरी नहीं मिल रहा और नो नॉट नहीं मिल रहा, you may or may not get salary. Don't worry about salary. Go ahead work. The entirety of world population will sit in home. Chalo. So, and then Krishna in the same Shloka, Krishna tells ma karma phala hetuhu, because you are not the hetu for the karma phala. You are doing your work. Right? But karma phala, the result of the activity is different from activity. It's different from the person who performs the activities also. Ma karma phala hetuhu. Mate sangostu akarmani. That doesn't mean that you become attached to not doing things. You should do your dharma and your karma. Right? Anyway, coming back. I'm telling that because it's an abused verse. People misunderstand it, misinterpret it. But that's not how Gita is learned. I meet so many people who come and tell that, I apply Gita, and I ask them, what do you apply really? And this is the verse they tell. I apply this verse. I ask them, how do you apply? I just focus on work. That's it. So they only take the first part of it. In the entire shloka, there are 4 parts. They tell,